I'm going to take a second to talk to you about underdogs.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for
Yeah.
you.
Fly was flying on the team. Touchdown, touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season head, really time to do him in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.
What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. We back up in here, man. We back up in here. How everybody doing? How everybody doing? Can y'all hear the music in the background? Let me make sure. Well, you know, if y'all can hear the music in the background, we trying something a little different. You can hear it a little bit. You can hear it a little bit. Okay. Look at me learning technology and stuff. Look at me learning technology. But what's going on, everybody? So today I want to talk about a couple of things. I want to talk about, man, we need a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? We need a linebacker. We got a lot of guys out there that, you know, are possible, you know, targets for us first, second, and even into the third round. You got some good options. I want to talk about this press conference. I know everybody now all of a sudden believes Howie Roseman because he said something they wanted to hear. So we're going to talk about that. But look, let's just start with these linebackers, man. I've been watching a lot of tape on a lot of these linebackers. I've said on, you know, Twitter, and I'm standing behind this right now. Honestly, bro, I really am taking Devin Lloyd. I'm taking Christian Harris as my top two. I know that people are saying Christian Harris could fall as far as the second round. I personally like him over Nakobe Dean. I don't know why. I don't know why. I think I do know why, right? But Nakobe Dean to me is a good player, right? Nakobe Dean to me is a great player. Nakobe Dean to me just lacks in pass coverage, and I feel as though where the NFL is moving, you need a guy that can go out there and cover some tight ends, cover in space. You know what I'm saying? Him in man coverage, I see him just staring at the quarterback too much. Him in zone coverage, I see him staring at the quarterback too much. He tries to use his athleticism instead of watching the receiver, shadowing the receiver, or tight end or running back, whoever it may be. And I think that'll bite you in the butt when you get to the next level. I think once you get to the NFL, stuff like that is going to really show out. So I think that, you know, me personally, I think Christian Harris is probably the best cover guy. If I'm being 100% honest, I think he has the best coverage skills out of the linebackers that I just named. But I like Devin Lloyd. I think that Devin Lloyd has the biggest upside. I think you can get Devin Lloyd maybe at 16, maybe at 19, possibly. And I think he's an instant starter for your team, instant upgrade to what you have at that linebacking core. I really like what Devin Lloyd can bring to this team. So that's my guy, if I'm being 100% honest. I've seen a lot of people talking about Devin Lloyd. I've seen a lot of people talk about Nakobe Dean. I like Nakobe. Don't get me wrong. I really do like Nakobe, but I don't know. It's the pass coverage that really throws me off of him. I see a lot. And this is going to sound kind of messed up, but I see a lot of like TJ Edwards and Alex Singleton in him when he's in coverage. He just kind of stares in the backfield and hopes that he can read the quarterback's eyes. Meanwhile, the receiver or their target, their coverage assignment is just basically running free behind them. So that's what gets me nervous about Nakobe Dean. And that's what makes me excited about the prospect of even getting a Christian Harris in the second round. If we can get a Christian Harris in the second round from Bama, bro, I'm telling you, he gives me Jordan Hicks vibes. I don't think that he's like the best athlete. I don't think that he's going to go out there and get, 15 sacks in a year, but he's going to be very, very solid for you. He's going to be a very good communicator, especially in the pass game. I think he's a guy that stays on the field for 3 downs. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. I need myself a linebacker. I know a lot of people are talking about he's not going to get one, how he's not going to get one. Who knows? Howie seems to be changing a little bit, right? Now we'll get into the press conference a little bit. Howie seems to be changing a little bit. Howie Roseman, when asked, shout out to Ruben Frank. We've had Ruben Frank on here. I love Ruben Frank. Rube is the man, bro. And the way he asked, it was hilarious, to be honest. Like he was like, has Jalen Hurts done enough to be considered the quarterback next year. And Howie Roseman gave a Howie Roseman-esque answer, right? Kind of skating around the subject. And Rube was just like, so is that a yes or a no? And he said yes. So Howie Roseman and even Nick Sirianni put a lot of faith behind Jalen Hurts, saying that, they saw improvement throughout the year, that they feel as though this is a guy they can go into war with next year. So is that an answer? I don't really think so. I don't really think that, Howie Roseman nor Nick Sirianni nor anybody in this front office was going to sit there and say, Jalen Hurts isn't our guy. We're trying to go get a quarterback. One that ruins any type of leverage that you may have, right? If you go talk to the Seattle Seahawks and they're saying, well, we know you don't want Jalen Hurts, so now our price is up. If you go talk to Aaron Rodgers, the list goes on. Now, if you just clarify and say, listen, I don't want Jalen as our quarterback, you lose all leverage, even in the draft. Even if you're trying to move up in the draft, a team might think that you're moving up for a linebacker, moving up for a cornerback, a wide receiver, whatever it may be, and you might be able to sneak up a little bit higher than, normally if you said that you don't want your quarterback. So I don't know. I don't know if I 100% believe Howie Roseman. I've said this before. It's kind of funny that now all of a sudden everybody believes Howie Roseman again. Howie Roseman is a liar. We all know this. I'm glad that he showed some faith in our quarterback. That's cool, but I don't trust it as far as I can throw it. So that's where I'm at right now. We'll get into some of these comments. Shout out to everybody already in the chat. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. We have a new series coming out, show, podcast, whatever the heck you want to call it. Me and my guy, Big Game James, Best of Enemies. So we're going to be basically breaking down all prospects, all NFL draft prospects. I love talking the draft. He loves talking the draft. So it was something that me and him were excited to get on. So it's going to start this Sunday. I'm not sure about the time yet, but I'm very, very excited for that. So definitely tune in for that. What's going on, Carlos? What's going on, Ryan Rowe? Carlos says, do you want to look at the 2022 opponents? Well, I'm assuming you already know, but what you like. How y'all going to do next year? Favorite matchup next year? Honestly, it all depends on this draft. I really don't. I'm going to make a video today about the 2022 opponents, so I don't want to go too in depth on it, excuse me. But it really does depend on what we do coming up in this draft, what we do with this off season. If this is the team that we're going in with, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm elated, I'm excited. But if you're asking my favorite matchup, it's the Colts. I cannot wait. Me, Brandon, and a couple of our friend group that are Eagles fans, we're going to that Colts game in Indianapolis. We've made it a pact. We are going to figure it out. If somebody needs a little bit of help with their ticket, we're going to help. We are going to that game. That is the game. It's funny because I'm in, and I know this is a tangent, but I'm friends. We're in this friends group, right? It's me, my boy Kev, my boy Alyssa, my boy Nick, and obviously Brandon. I'm the only one that's met everybody. I'm the only one that's actually went to everybody's, different state and met everybody. So it's kind of funny that the Indianapolis Colts game is what's actually going to probably bring us together. But all off the top, I have to say, I cannot wait to go see number 11. I cannot wait. I really hope he's their quarterback. I really do. What's going on, Pharaoh? He says Devin Lloyd, simple. To me, it really is right now. And things might change. I want you guys to understand that it's very fluid. This whole draft process is very fluid. What I feel right now might not be what I feel in a couple weeks, in a couple days even. You never know what's going to change. I'm still doing research. I'm still, trying to learn about these players, more so off the field than on the field. You see what they can do on the field, and I want to know more about them off the field. Like a thing that, I don't want to say learned about Devin Lloyd, but something that I saw in Devin Lloyd through his tape is his improvement. You look at last season, the season previous to this one, and honestly, his pass coverage skills weren't that great. Him and a lot of his technique wasn't great. And you look at this year, and I feel like it was a total 180, and I feel like he's, again, one of the better all-around linebackers, if not the best all-around linebacker in the draft this year. So I really, really like Devin Lloyd. I really do. What's going on, Bryce? Carlos says yes. Farrell, yeah, I do now. Good. My favorite matchup is the game in India. Easily. Carson Wentz, bring that butt here, boy. We coming for you. I cannot wait. And it will be even better if Jalen Hurts is the one that puts him out of his misery. Devin Lloyd is nice. He definitely is. What's going on, True Savage? What's going on? Coaching can help. Coaching always is going to help. And that becomes another thing about this press conference that we should talk about. Look, I mean, while there was a lot of, they backed up Jalen Hurts, right? They had Jalen Hurts' back. Not the same cannot be said about Jonathan Gannon. They talked about Jonathan Gannon, and there was no, he's going to be our coach next year. It seemed like they're very fluid with that situation. So if he goes ahead and gets another job, I don't think that we're the most upset about it as an organization. So, I mean, it's going to be an interesting offseason. That's why it's really hard for me to gauge what we're going to be next year, because we can be looking at a totally new defensive coordinator. We could be looking at new defensive positional coaches if that defensive coordinator wants to bring some of his guys. We could be looking at, stalwarts at certain positions, either through free agency or draft. So we could be a totally different team next year. You never know, Bobby. Anything can happen this upcoming draft. Forget about it. Howie isn't drafting linebacker in the first round. What if he does? Bobby? What's going on, Bobby? But what if he does? Earliest Howie goes linebacker is second and third. Yeah, and honestly, in the second round, you can get a Christian Harris as it's looking right now. I will be very surprised, especially if he tests like I think he should test. I think he'll test high amongst the linebackers. I can't see him getting past the first round, if I'm being 100% honest. And I know to see 2-3 linebackers go in the first round would probably be a little bit of a shocker. I'm not going to be that surprised. The offensive line talent, I don't know if it's heavy in the first round. Quarterback talent, I think there's maybe 3 guys that will go early in the first round. I really do. And those 3 guys being Sam Howell, Kenny Pickett, and Matt Corral. I think those 3 are your 3 guys. But outside of that, this feels like a defensive draft. Even wide receiver, I think wide receiver, your earliest you're going to go is maybe mid-round, and that might even be like a stretch. So I don't know. I feel like this is a defensive draft. All GMs live this time of the year. Yeah, exactly. You're supposed to. You saw it in the Discord, Carlos. Yeah, I put up the picture in the Discord. I'll put up the picture. I don't know where. I'll probably put it up in the community post, or maybe I'll bring it up here. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I never know what I'm gonna do. I'm done talking about Hurts now. I'm repeating myself every time since people seem to not take into account anything said. Yeah, it is what it is. What's going on, Philly 52? He said we keeping Jalen Hurts past his rookie year. Yeah, no more rookie year. So next year it's his rookie point 2, right? Rookie point 5, rookie and a half season. Look, man, I've said it time and time again. If Jalen Hurts improves on his passing game, he can be a dangerous weapon. But I'm not going to ignore the fact that he needs to improve upon that. I'm just not. I'm not in the position that I can ignore that. I'm sorry. I want to sack Carson 8 times. I'm looking for 10. You know what I'm saying? Council says he's a mod now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm Oprah with the mod wrench. I'm telling you. I just give it to everybody. That should be a primetime game. Big facts. If we get a linebacker in the secondary, help on our first 2 picks, I'm picking a receiver or lineman the 3rd pick. In my first mock draft, I had us taking Tyler Linderbaum with the first pick. I'm cool with that. Outside of that, I don't really see any linemen in the first couple rounds that I really want. Because realistically, all we need is interior linemen. We don't need an offensive tackle. We don't need anything like that. So if you're not getting a center, if you're not getting a guard, you're wasting a pick, in my opinion. Because in theory, Jordan Mailata is not coming off that field, right? In theory, Lane Johnson isn't coming off that field. And even deeper than Lane Johnson, you look at the guy that backs him up, you're looking at Jack Driscoll. I feel confident with Jack Driscoll for a couple games. You look at the guy backing up Jordan Mailata, I feel comfortable with Andre Dillard for a couple games. So to me, if you're going outside tackle, you're wasting a pick. You have to go interior line for me, or you're going defense. That's like our offense really doesn't need anything. This sounds like a quick stream. Nah, I'm chilling for a little while. I ain't got nothing to do till later, and then I got to go to work. I can't wait to quit my job. Yeah, I have no idea. And I know my boss and a couple of my coworkers watch the show. Sorry, y'all, but I can't wait to leave y'all. Eagle Slayer says, I want to go to the indie game. We'll get litty. Yo, say less. Let me know. I'm telling you, we already decided that's the game we got to meet up. Somehow, some way. I know if you guys didn't watch the show that Brandon now has his own show with Swerve and Marcus, and they do it. They try to go at least once a week. But he just had a baby, man. He just had his kid. He just had his kid in December. So I know if you're an OG for Philly the podcast, you know that Brandon was a big part of us growing. So he's been kind of MIA lately because he had a baby. So we have a new Eagles fan in the den. So I'm excited for him. I've been wanting to say it so long, but I was waiting for him to have time to come on the show and announce it. But for those that didn't watch, Brandon is now a father, man. So congrats to my guy, man. It's an honor. It's an honor to have him as a friend, man. He's a really good dude. Rome, what's going on? He says, can we sign Foles to vet minimum? Do you want Foles, though? Do we really need? And I'm not even saying because of drama or anything like that. I'm just saying, I mean, Minshew's a good backup. I think that if we're rocking with Minshew going into next year as our backup, I'm cool with that. And it's not drama. It's nothing like that. I just think that, you know, I'm cool. I'm cool with what we have. I think Nick Foles is a great player, and he did a great thing for the Philadelphia Eagles, a couple times, right? But I don't think there's no need to go backwards. There's no need to go backwards. Shout out to Dunkin' Donuts. Y'all can sponsor me if you want. Dang Burrito says, okay, I lied. Someone just told me Jalen had 0 reps in 2020. Dorothy Pacifico. I don't know if that's a bot or something. I don't know what the heck you just said. How long till we back in the Super Bowl? You know what? I'm going to read a comment. Okay. And I don't usually do this because he wrote a long comment and it was very insightful. I read it yesterday after work. And I was like, damn, I gotta read this. So let me read it real quick. So shout out to T. Will Port City Play. Okay, because he wrote a long, and I'm only gonna read the beginning half because it has to do with Jalen Hurts. And I think that this was probably the best argument, I guess you can say, for Jalen Hurts that I've received in a long time. So he says, can Jalen Hurts surpass McNabb and Vick? Donovan McNabb says our quarterback stay patient. Michael Vick says Jalen Hurts is our franchise quarterback. McNabb's highest career completion average is 63.97 in 04, his 6th season. Same season he went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Pats by 3 points. Michael Vick's highest career completion average is 62.6 in 2010, his 8th season, which he went to the playoffs and lost in the wild card against the Packers. Jalen Hurts is currently at 61.3 for his first full season at quarterback. Actually, he's ahead of schedule. Eagles Nation is saying that he only has next year to improve, but he's contractually under contract till 2024. That's a full 2 for 2 seasons. So he's basically saying that, which, I mean, I never looked at it like that. It is true. It is true. What he was trying to say is that you look at a running quarterback and people say it can't work if he can't pass above a certain completion percentage. And I'm one of those guys. I won't lie. But looking at that, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. You start looking at it and you start kind of breaking down the ascension of Jalen Hurts. I like that comment a lot. So that was if you guys want to read the whole comment, that was in my off-season has begun live stream. And he left a comment. I love the comment. So shout out to my guy, man. I love this community because you guys we all disagree, right? We all disagree. But I love that we can talk. We can talk it out. How can you argue with people who can't even follow logic? Eagle Slayer says, I just realized Philly Shakedown music playing in the background. Yeah, it's the beat. My boy made these beats. So, and then I got one of my boys' song at the end because I just love the song. Shout out to my boy Uno. But yeah, these are all like the beats that I have on here are all from your boy Sonny. Real good friend of mine. He made a couple beats for me. So that's my guy. He said you can't dig. Didn't mean to send the heart emoji. It's all good. It's all good. I love that song. You know what I'm saying? That's what I took it at. I would look at trading back with one of our first round picks. It all depends on what you're getting. You know, and I'm don't get me wrong. I'm 100% with you, Dink. I'm 110% with you. If there's an opportunity to go ahead and get a first round pick next year from a team that's not that good, then I'm with it. But you have to get it from a team that's not that good. What's the point of moving back from 19 to, let's say, 24, right? 24, I don't know who's going to be 24, but it's a team that lost in the second round of the playoffs. Who's to say that they're not going to get even better with that draft pick? So what's the real incentive in doing that? You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. I understand, you know, having a lot of picks is cool, but like if they're bottom, you know, of the first round pick, I'd rather pick at number 19 this year, if I'm being 100% honest. But if you can get a good deal, then definitely. What's going on, Ernest? He says, I didn't understand how he doesn't value linebackers. Like he the one coaching, his job should be to get the coach's best time possible. I agree 100%. And we've talked about this 100 times on this channel, man. I feel like how deep is his hand in this pot? And that's a big concern of mine. One thing that I will say, and I said this, towards the end of the year, is that it feels like he kind of gave Nick Sirianni some leeway and said, go be a coach. So maybe he's taking his hand out of the pot a little bit. Maybe he's finally letting our coaches be a coach. I hear the receiving class is deep at possession receiver. There's a lot of good receivers. There's a lot of big body guys. There definitely is. Because you got that Jameson guy. You got Traylon Burks, I think his name is. You got a couple guys that are that first 3 rounds, you can get some dogs at the wide receiving spot. Yeah, this draft is more defensive draft than an offensive draft, definitely. I would probably go D-line, O-line, and trade the other first forward to 22. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. And honestly, if you go D-line, I'm not mad at that at all. There is some really good defensive linemen in this draft. And, like, a lot of people love David Ojabo, and I like David Ojabo, but I think he's probably the biggest project of any of the first rounders. Like, he hasn't really played that long. So look, I think that you can get a beast. I like the kid from Georgia, and I think you can get him later in the rounds. Trayvon Walker, I think his name is. That kid's a beast to me, man. And like I said, I'm still doing my research, so it might change, but oh shit, congrats to Brandon. That's awesome. Being a dad will be awesome. Yeah, he's a good dude. He deserves it too. That kid is gonna be taken care of. I'll tell you that much, man. That kid is gonna be taken care of, because between him and his wife, they are like some of the nicest people in the world. Like, it's crazy how nice they are, if I'm being real. Like, well, we were disagreeing about Jalen Hurts. How no, we're at pick 24. Oh, look at that. Yeah, so they're not 24. Definitely not 24. But you know what I'm saying? But that's a good example. Do you realistically think that the Cowboys are going to fall off a cliff? They might. I mean, especially in the NFC East, we don't really have repeat, winners, so they might not win 12 games. But how far is their, cliff going to come off? How far are they going to drop off a cliff? I don't think that far. So you really got to take that into account when you're trying to move into next year's first round. Being a dad is awesome at times. My son changed my name and profile picture here on YouTube. That's awesome. What is your picture? Oh my God. Wow. That's hilarious. Yeah, you and your son probably got a great relationship, because that's hilarious. I agree. I'd move back to early second, especially if they don't have a guy they value at 19 or something. Well, my thing is, look, you have at the first round, the allure of the first round, especially outside of, obviously the talent gap. The lure of the first round is that extra year, right? So if you're number 32, you still get that 5th year option. So that's what a team might be interested in. So you might be looking at a second round team, or like a Jaguars type team that says, listen, we'll give you our first next year, our second this year. We just want to get back in the first round. Yeah, and I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you never know. You might get a team that's that desperate that they just see somebody they fall in love with drop to number 19, and they're like, listen, like, what do we have to give you? We want to get back in there. So you never know what's going to happen. I think Howie's going to do the right thing. Last draft was good. Last draft was all right. Jameson might drop with that injury. I've seen him late first round. I do think he might drop to maybe the second round. But again, there's not, there's a lot of talent at the wide receiving position. I don't think he'll drop too far. Congrats to Brandon. Yeah, Carlos, I'm gonna let him know you guys said that. Howie took the criticism and answered all the questions. I think he will fill all the needed positions. Hopefully. I mean, right now he's in a position that if you drafted defense every single round and missed, I don't think we'd be that mad at you. Realistically, and you guys let me know in the comments if I'm bugging with that statement, but I wouldn't be that mad at you if you drafted defense every single, pick, and just, not all of them hit. We can get that. But it's a numbers game at this point. Somebody's got to hit. Somebody's got to hit. Cowboys have 26 free agents and are in cap hill. Whew. We play, well, then maybe they will drop the heck off. We play the Jaguars next year too. Yeah. I was hoping that would be in Jacksonville, because obviously I live in Florida. I was hoping that would be in Jacksonville, but of course not. Of course not. Since we lack talent, we need to use all our picks. Talent at what we need everywhere. I agree. I think that this is the year that you go all in, man, and especially on this draft. If you don't hit, if you can get 3 good players out of this draft, and I know that sounds small, but if your first 3 people hit, And it doesn't have to be all 3 first rounders, but if your first 3 picks hit, we could be a scary team next year, especially if it's all defensive. Like, look, if you go out there, and I believe that Jalen Hurts and this offense can go out there and score 25 with almost any team. I really do. 25 to 30, I believe they can do that pretty regularly, if I'm being 100% honest. But, you know, if this defense can stop people and keep them under 25 points a game, I think we'll win a lot of games. I really do. If the defense becomes a playmaking defense, we saw what happens when we get turnovers. We're a different team, right? We're a different team. So if we can get a good linebacker that's going to force some turnovers, a good cornerback, safety, whatever it may be, let's get it, man. Let's get it. Cowboys had to win this year to get that Super Bowl money, bro. We might need to trade up. I saw a mock draft. All the top defensive players went in the top 10. You know, that's a good point. What's going on, D. Aldridge? That's a good point because I was thinking about that. I was thinking about moving into the top 10. Maybe with our, like... Is the music too loud, y'all? Let me know. But either way, I was looking at moving into the top 10. Obviously, we're at number 14, right? So what would it, or number 15, excuse me, what would it take to move from 15 to 10? Would you have to give up one of your first round picks? Could you give up a second round pick and maybe some later round picks, maybe a player and one of your picks? That would be interesting. That would be very interesting because 5 spots isn't a crazy jump if you go up to number 10, number 9, number 8, and let me look at who actually has those spots. So the Giants are at 5, Carolina at 6, Chicago, Giants got 7 too. Damn. So maybe the Giants would be willing to move, but I don't know if we want to make a trade with them. Atlanta, Denver, and Seattle are 8, 9, and 10, respectively. I mean, I could see us moving up. Look at Washington's, Minnesota, Cleveland, Baltimore in front of us. Would any of those guys go for a linebacker? Washington will probably go for O-line or D-line. Maybe a quarterback if somebody drops to them. This will be interesting because Atlanta might go for a quarterback. Detroit might go for a quarterback. Houston might go for a quarterback depending on what happens. Carolina might need a quarterback. That would be like the best case scenario if a bunch of guys needed a quarterback and they just, they just went for it. They just said, throw caution to win and we got a first round pick. We're taking a quarterback. So if that happens, that might help us. We need people to take offense. This is one of the rare years that we need people to take offense in front of us. You get one mainstay at all levels of defense here, golden. That's a fact. Mock drafts, though, the Cowboys def have to cut many people. Cowboys def dropping off this year. They need coaches in office. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with the coaching staff. There's going to be a reach on a quarterback for someone. There always is. 2 picks, defense, and trade the third for or best player available. I can respect that. We have like 16 draft picks. We got 10, I think, or 11. Something like that. Washington, Minnesota Giants might get a QB. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Miami gave us first to move up from 12 to 6. Yeah, and a third I think they gave us as well. So, I mean, it depends on who's up there, I guess. Because then, all right, so if you did this, if you went from 14 to like 7 or 8, something like that, gave up a first round pick next year and a third round pick this year, which was basically what Dolphins gave us, you still have your 16 and 19. You could go ahead and still pick at 16, and then you can trade your 19th pick for a pick next year and get your pick back. I would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat. So let me repeat that. So you move from 15 to, like, we'll say in the top 10, like the end of the top 10, like 8 to 10, somewhere in there. You give up a third round pick this year and a first round pick next year. Pick at number 16, and then 19, you just trade that away for a pick next year. I think we can trade with Panthers, throwing Dillard, give him a tackle still to swap pick. Maybe I wouldn't be mad at that. I see Eagles moving up to 12 before the draft. Denver could go QB as well, definitely. Richie, and that's a good point because we see most of the movement with Howie happen prior to the draft, right? Outside of that, obvious last minute trade that we did to get Devontae Smith, most of those moves were prior to the draft. Even when we had the Carson Wentz situation, we did a lot of that pre-draft. We weren't really waiting until the last minute. So if we're going to do something, we're probably going to do it soon. Johnny says Jets want to move the 10th pick. See, this is what I'm talking about. Some of these guys that we don't think have their quarterback might feel like they do, you know, because like, honestly, I mean, Denver, I don't think they have their quarterback, but they might be okay with what they got because I don't know, you know, Seattle is in a very interesting spot, even though the Jets own their picks. So never mind. Damn, the Jets got 2 top 10 picks. The Giants got 2 top 10 picks. Joey Shake says that the Houston Texans are trying to move their number 3. I don't even know who you take at number 3. I guess you just take the best defensive lineman available, like a Thibodeau, or I don't think Thibodeau's gonna last that long, but I guess you take the best defensive player available. But what's going on, Joey? What's going on, brother? We gotta work soon, man. I haven't talked to you in a while. Eagles 15th and Minshew to move up to 10th, 11th pick. I don't know if somebody would do that, to be honest. If they did that, that would be kind of a steal, if I'm being honest. But I don't know if they would do that. We could move up to the top 10 of getting a great talent, best football player available. Yeah, I mean, I think we can do that. More that I look at the people ahead of us, I don't see why we can't move up. I really don't see why we can't, especially if Houston's trying to get rid of that number 3. What's going on, Wayne? What's going on? Whatever it takes to get Thibodeau. If we get Thibodeau, I might cry, bro. If we get Thibodeau, I might cry. Keep it a stack. Eagles are going to need a second rounder if they are going after Calvin Ridley. I mean, don't get me wrong. If we get Calvin Ridley, that's dope. He's a great player, amazing player. Him and Devontae Smith would be very fun to watch. I don't know if I want to pay that contract. I don't know if I really need a wide receiver right now, if I'm being honest. You know, if you tell me, listen, you're going to get a Christian Harris in the second round or you're going to get Calvin Ridley, y'all going to call me stupid, but I'm taking Christian Harris. It just is what it is. Like, I need a linebacker, dude. I need people on this defense. I think you take Hutchinson. If you can get either of those D linemen, bro, I'm down with it. I am down with any of these D linemen. Those guys are next level. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those guys are next level. We need to move off Kai. Man, but I don't know why I'm 4 years old, y'all. My bad. But I just don't know if we can this draft. I don't think we will. I'm not in the mode to get rid of Fletcher Cox. I understand what y'all, you know, he had a tough year, but he's getting paid a lot less than he is last year. I think he's still around like 13 or 14 cap hit, but I'm not getting rid of Fletcher, man. There's just some people that deserve to retire as a Philadelphia Eagle. And I just feel like he's one of them. You know what's crazy is that I didn't realize that Zach Ertz didn't get an extension when he got traded. I thought he got an extension. He's a free agent this offseason. Would you bring Zach Ertz back? Imagine that. Imagine we got a 3rd round pick or whatever we got for him and Tay Gowan and we just bring him back the next year. That would be kind of funny. Hutchinson's going to be a dog. They don't really trade for players in the draft. At number 3, take the Alabama. We don't need a tackle, though. We don't need a tackle. It's not the NBA. Hutchinson going 1st overall. Most likely. Hutchinson or Thibodeau. I keep saying those two. Do you like Drake London? I do like Drake London, but I've seen him like 2nd. Some have even seen him drop to 3rd, but I like Drake London. I like Drake London a lot. He's a very athletic guy, man. Coming off the edge, very athletic. Guys got to have some understanding to where these guys are going to be drafted. Hutchinson will be long gone by the time the Eagles pick. Think Ajabo or Trayvon Walker at the end. Yeah, I picked Trayvon Walker in my first mock draft, and I got him at number 19. I would be cool with that. I would be ecstatic with that. No, I wouldn't bring Zach back, to be honest. I might. I would get Ertz back. Goddard can't catch as well. Keep Fletcher. Can I get a wrench, please? Yeah, I got you, Wayne. I got you. Hold on. Give me a second. Can y'all let me know if the music is too loud? Is the music good? Because obviously this is the first time. I want to make sure I'm not having to yell over it. I thought Fletcher's numbers was nasty this year. Restructured so many times. Yeah, he did. They kept on, and it's not his fault. They kept on asking him to push his money back, and that's what he did. You know, like, it is what it is. I think Goddard has top 5 talent. He just needs to catch the handful. Yeah, Goddard. I mean, I think Goddard will get there. I think Goddard's fine. It took a couple years for us to get Zach Ertz that we, know Zach Ertz as now. Zach Ertz wasn't this Zach Ertz until about like 3-4 years ago, maybe that. It took him a good 4 or 5 years to like be the guy we thought he was going to be. I will say Goddard right now, it's the same octave. I'll turn it down a little bit. Let me know if that's better. But what's it called? If you look, if in my opinion, I think that Dallas Goedert is better than Zach Ertz was at this point in his career. That's what I'll say. I think he's kind of like miles ahead, if I'm being 100% honest. There's one mock draft, SI mock draft, that has the Giants trading up to the first pick and Kenny Pickett. Please let that happen. That's crazy. That's crazy. Perfect. All right, bet. I appreciate you, Dank. Appreciate you. Anderson from Alabama, where would he be drafted? I don't know. I would have to look. I didn't really look into him. I didn't look into him. I'm not going to cap. I'm not going to lie to you. If y'all know me, that's one thing I will not do. If I don't know something, I'm just going to say I don't know it. You know what I'm saying? But we got 30 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. 2017 when Ertz arrived. Realistically, that really is when he became the Ertz we all know and love, right? Let's look at a mock draft. Let's see what people talking. All right, so CBS just dropped theirs an hour ago. They got Charles Cross going number 1, Aiden Ross going 2nd, Derek Stingley 3rd, Thibodeau 4th. Wow, they got Carl, I can't even say his last name, but George from Purdue, the defensive end. I've heard some good things about him, but they got him at number 7. Kenny Pickett at number 8 going to Atlanta. Devin Lloyd to Denver at number 9. That would suck. I would be so mad. They got Sauce Gardner going at number 11. Malik Willis at number 12. They wildin'. Tyler Lindenbaum at number 15. Who they got us taking? They got Nakobe Dean at 17. Matt Corral going to New Orleans. They got us taking Andrew Booth. Shout out to Kayvon Wallace. He would love that. Oh, no. So they got us taking David Ajabu. And they got us taking Tyler Lindenbaum. So they got us taking Tyler Lindenbaum, David Ajabu, and Andrew Booth. That's not bad. That's not bad. They got Drake London going number 21 to the New England Patriots. Damn, that boy's 6'5". That's crazy. Trent McDuffie. They got Trayvon Walker going number 24 to Dallas. If that happens, I'll be so annoyed. Every time I like a guy, they go to Dallas. I swear. They got Traylon Burks, and in the first round, I don't really like this one. And they got Drake Jackson at 31. I don't really like this draft. Kingsley Engen. So they don't even got Christian Harris in the first. They got Kingsley Engen, but I don't even know who this guy is. I'm going to have to look him up. Going to Green Bay at 32. That's OD. They hating on my guy, bro. I really think Christian Harris is low-key going to become my favorite. They really hating on my boy. I think that boy's a beast. Carl Laftis. Okay, thank you. Jordan Davis. Anderson is nasty. He's only a true sophomore. I just want a beast linebacker. Don't care where they draft him. Ertz I can see in San Fran, Seattle, Denver going after him. I can see that. I wonder how much he's going to get paid. Because if we become a good team and he's not taking that much money, bring him back, man. Let's go win another ring with him. I don't like Ertz. He lost all his athletic ability after he catches the ball. Yeah, he's always been like that. He's just going to catch the ball and drop. That's what he is. Cross number 1, they own that sauce. That's what I'm saying. The first 10 were kind of like, whoa. I mean, like I said, I can understand Aiden Hutchinson. I can understand Derek Stingley. I can understand Thibodeau. I can understand Neal. I can understand Iquanu. But I don't know. Carl Laftis, I don't know if he's a top 10 guy. Kenny Pickett, I get. Devin Lloyd, maybe a little bit high, going over Kyle Hamilton. I think I'd take Kyle Hamilton. Ahmad Gardner. Malik Willis, I don't know if I'm taking him at number 12. Minnesota would be kind of crazy to take him at number 12. I don't know. QB-driven league, none of that would surprise. I don't know. I don't think Malik Willis is going in the first round, if I'm being 100% honest. I know he's probably gonna test really well, so that might jump him up in the rounds, but I don't know. He didn't play anybody that well, and when he did play good teams, I feel like he didn't really show up. He has a very, very strong. He's like a Jalen Hurts with a very, very strong arm. Like that's what he reminds me of. Like, I don't know. With 3 first-round picks, one of them are bound to be not to be a bust. Exactly. It's a numbers game. Ertz is awesome. Guy caught everything. Yeah, this mock is a joke. Whose mock is this? This was CBS. They just released this. I don't like it. I thought I might have been alone. They have a lot of wide receivers going in the first round, too. Let me see. Hold on. I think they got like 3 or 4. One. And Garrett Wilson, to me, ain't the best. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me see how they... Like, they have Malik Willis going over Corral. I don't see that. They got 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 5 wide receivers going in the first round and like 5 linebackers, and none of them are named Christian Harris. 1, 2, 3, 4. They said David Ajabu's a linebacker. Isn't he more like a DN? So they have like 4.5 because they listed Ajabu as a linebacker, which he's not. After watching the press conference yesterday, I'd be shocked if they drafted anyone not in the trenches, even though I'd love a cornerback or linebacker. Yeah, in the first couple, I am definitely looking towards a lot of D linemen because I know one of those picks is going to be a D lineman. I wouldn't be surprised if they get an offensive lineman, but I really don't think we need anybody on the outside. We need guys on the inside. What's going on, Jacob? He says, yo, Joe, would you entertain bringing in a Cordell Patterson for the cheap as a special teams gadget player? We haven't had any consistent explosive returns since Sproles. That's a good question. I would give more of an opportunity to Huntley, man. Why isn't Huntley getting the burn he deserves? I think that, he showed out in the little time that he got to play. I think you have the answer on the roster. If they did it, I wouldn't be mad, Jacob. But I think you have the answer on the roster. So I probably wouldn't, but if they did, I wouldn't be mad. Where's Hamilton? That's what I'm saying. They had him at like number 10. Yeah, they have Devin Lloyd ahead of him, and they have him at number 10 going to the Jets. Well, that makes sense because they are talking about Marcus Mays not going to get re-signed, but I would be surprised if Kyle Hamilton makes it that far. CBS mock draft has the Eagles taking your PSU guy, Arnold, I can't even say his name, at 19th. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't like any of these mock drafts. We'll see. I could be 100% wrong. I am no expert. You know what I'm saying? I could be 100% wrong. But last year, I picked some pretty damn good players. So, I don't know. We'll see. Don't drink and mock. Big facts. What's going on, Eagles Realist? What I missed? Not much, man. We just talking, draft. We talking, linebackers. We talking that press conference, everything. Mel Kiper has Malik Willis going to Washington in the first round. Yeah, that don't make much sense. Yeah, CBS. That's facts. I like Willis, but I don't know. Teams will be a fan of his arm strength and upside. You know how much we love upside. No, that's a fact. That's the only reason. I think he'll test well. So Willis, a big boy with a big arm, he is one vote for. Here comes Frank the Tank, Mr. I can't say what my team is. Am I biased in thinking there's no better place for Ridley to get dealt considering his relationship with Javon? I didn't think of that. We don't really have that much cap money. That's the one thing. I know people keep on saying we got so much money. We got like 15 mil. And I know that can go up, but I don't know. I don't want to already spend money we don't have, right? So it depends on how much he wants, what he's willing to do. Huntley looked very good. Someone needs to slap someone to use our roster. More facts. Someone said Jalen took Ridley from a top 5 pick to 18th. Hamilton gonna be gone by the 6th. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. I don't know. I'm not on the path of let's go get us a big name, big money guy. Let's just draft well. Let's use these picks and draft well. That's all I want to do right now. I don't really care about free agency. I think that the best thing you can do in free agency, I can't talk. I think the best thing you can do in free agency is fill holes. We are a team that waits till the end of the year or waits till the end of the offseason to kind of get the bargain bin guys. I don't think that that's going to change. Maybe we go get a big name guy like a Calvin, but I highly doubt it. I really do doubt it. What's going on, Rock? What's going on, baby? What's going on, baby? Also, I'm thinking about making a new intro. I'm thinking about making a new intro for next year. So if anybody wants to send in an intro, maybe I'll use y'all's. Or maybe I'll just make a new one. I'm not really sure. No quality, big money wide receiver free agent wants to team up with a QB like Jalen Hurts. Not sure that's 100% true, Frankfurt the Tankford. Carson Wentz money hasn't hit yet. Yeah, well, Carson's money's coming off the books. Hassan Reddick, I would love to get Hassan Reddick. And I was telling this last year. Y'all can go back. Go back to I was talking about his boy, too. I forget his name now. Oh, I forget his name, bro. He was on the Cardinals. He's a shorter dude. He's like 6 foot tall, but he's a beast. He was good. He was really good. He had like 8 sacks in like 10 snaps or something. It was crazy. But no, I liked Hassan Riddick a lot. The only thing that kind of got me nervous about Hassan Riddick was that he had one real year of production. Obviously, it was a big year. I think he had like 12 sacks with the Cardinals in his last year. But, you know, that's the only thing that kind of worried me last year. But he obviously had a good year this year. Linebacker, wide receiver, edge rusher, cornerback, safety, O-line. I would switch wide receiver and edge rusher. And probably cornerback. I probably would put wide receiver like last. I think that we need linebacker, edge rusher, and then secondary. I can't really I don't know if you need a cornerback or a safety more, but I definitely think you need a secondary. And then I would say O-line and then wide receiver. I really don't think you need to go crazy trying to get a wide receiver. I mean, Scott is gone. Howard most likely gone. Maybe not. Maybe not. Hassan would work. Draft Lloyd. Trade would work. I would love to get Lloyd. Shout out to everybody in here, man. We got 40 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. We are on the road to 2K. We got chips and stuff, so definitely join the ride, man. I remember you talking about Hassan Riddick. I wanted him, bro. Oh, yeah, we need a big running back. Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, and there's some guys in this draft that might, fill that role. I'm hoping Brooks retires and isn't Jason Peters 2.0 so we can save a lot of money. I love him, but he just doesn't play anymore due to injuries. I don't want to say sources. I don't like saying I have inside sources, but I know some people that, are a part of the organization, right? That talk to me, that I'm friends with. I keep hearing that they're getting ready for life without Brooks. And I'm not one of those people to be like, sources say that he's going to retire this, because I don't know. But everything I'm hearing from the people I trust within the organization, it really does sound like this might be it for him. We'll see, though. I hope not. I hope not. I hope that he comes back healthy. I hope that he can, at least have a good year before he does retire. I would hate for this to be how he leaves. Money-wise, obviously I do, but Eagles fan in limbo. When do you expect big announcements on player retirements and a shakeup with Sirianni's coaching staff? I don't know if he's going to have a shakeup with his coaching staff by choice. I think that if he does have a shakeup, it's going to be because if, Jonathan Gannon goes and accepts a job. That'll probably take at least a couple weeks, maybe next week, the earliest. As far as retirements, I wouldn't expect it very soon. I think that if Jason Kelsey's going to retire, he would tell the organization. I think if Brandon Brooks is going to retire, he would tell the organization. But as far as like a, full-on retirement speech and all that, you're probably waiting at the very least until Super Bowl's over. Like they're gonna relax right now. They're gonna take time and they're gonna try and figure out their options. So I don't think that you'll hear anything soon, but shakedown instrumental in the background. Shout out to my guy, your boy Sonny, man. If y'all are hip hop artists or music artists in general, definitely let me know. I will link y'all with him. He's an amazing producer. He has his own website. Very, very, very good. Very, very good prices. Very well priced. That's my boy. He did these for free, so that's a really good look for him. I love the guy for that. But yeah, so if y'all really want it, bro, let me know. If y'all need beats or anything, let me know. Even if it's for shows, whatever, man, he'll hook you up. I'm a graphic designer. Give me a graphic idea and I'll make it for you. All right, bet, Pharaoh. Hit me up in Twitter, man. We'll keep in contact, bro. Hit me up on Twitter at PhillyTP, Pharaoh. I appreciate you, man. We need linebackers, cornerbacks, and DNs. I agree. Get that young bull from Michigan. We be set. Which one? David Ajabu's from Michigan, but he's more of a, to me, he's more of like a project. I think it will work with us because we usually get the best out of our D-line, except for last year. Maybe Tracy Rockers, time for him to go. I don't know. But we'll see. Backyard got rabbit ears in his head already. Why you said it was easy. Is Brian Robinson in this draft? I don't know. Dude, is baby Derrick Henry. I would love a baby Derrick Henry. Kayvon Wallace, what you expect of him next year if he can stay healthy? Again, that it depends on what we do in this draft, but I expect him to get more looks. I was hoping that he would get more looks this year. Obviously, like you said, he wasn't really able to stay healthy. What the heck was that sound? Did y'all hear that? I'm going crazy. But yeah, like obviously he didn't, stay healthy this year, but honestly, our secondary is crowded, especially with young developmental talent. So somebody's going to have to come, kind of shine. Because you got Jacoby Stevens back there. You got Kayvon. You got Marcus Epps. And then you look at the cornerbacks. You got Tay Gowan. You got Kerry Vincent. You have so many guys that you can develop. Somebody's got to show that they're not too far away, right? So that's really what it comes down to. What did Backyard say? What Backyard say, man? Did I miss it? I missed it. Now I feel like I missed the fun part. I missed it. Where was I? Now I just lost where I was. Trying to be dramatic. Go draft a guard. We need a center before a guard. Oh yeah, always in here talking dumb junk. He do be talking junk. I don't know. I don't even mind it, to be honest. Frank the Tank is a funny dude in my opinion. He weird. I find a few people annoying. Doesn't mean I can't block them on the channel. Oh yeah, don't be blocking people, man. Nobody blocking people, man. John Jones, you getting a wrench? I don't know who you are, but you got a wrench, bro. Frank, I might give you a wrench one day. I really might give you a wrench one day. One day. Because you be here more than some of my loyal subscribers. You be here more than them. So one day you might deserve that. Hey, Wayne, what's the problem? Someone causing trouble. I can't save you now after calling him a punk. Nice, thanks. Nothing I've said, it doesn't make sense. Frank is a verbal assassin. See that, girl? Y'all wildin'. Y'all wildin', man. Y'all are wildin'. Well, we got 40 people in here. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. Say something mean about Frank the Tank if you are in the chat. Say something mean about Frank. Wouldn't say nothing in real life. Nothing. He's just being dumb. You the man. I speak the truth. You don't speak no truth, bro. Philly, if you're the owner, would you give Howie an extension? Oh, that's a hard one, John. That's a hard one. Yes, I would. And I would, but there would be a caveat. There would be, a stipulation. Like, I want you to take care of the team's money. I just want you to step back when it comes to draft decisions. I want you to understand you don't run the organization. You don't run the team, but you are very good at making trades happen. You are very good at making money work, right? So in that aspect, I think that he's one of the better GMs in the NFL when it comes to trades and making money work. It's no coincidence that a lot of teams hate talking to Howie Roseman because it is what it is. He gets the best out of trades. But as far as, football decisions, he shouldn't be involved. So I would say yes, but it has to come with a caveat. Because if we get rid of him, who's to say the next guy is going to be any better, to be 100% honest? Castro, what's your position on what's going on? Eagles has landed. What's your position on Hurts after the Tampa game? It's not, everything I was feeling this season, I don't feel like he shut me up consistently. I think there was a game or two where I was like, he looked good in this game, but he still has a lot of the issues that he has to work on. It seems like the team believes in him, and that's all that really matters. So if the team believes in him, he's got my, confidence, and I hope he can improve. But I still feel the same way. I still feel like there's stuff that he needs to improve upon in order to be that guy long-term for us. That's the thing. We got Super Bowl and had 4 playoff appearances in the last 4 years. Yeah, we're one of those teams. We're one of those teams when we going streaking through the quad. You stupid. Oh, that's where you got it from. Okay, we're going streaking from old school. Okay, I knew I heard that name somewhere. But anyways, I think that we're a team that's very used to success. We don't want to be a bad team for a long time. This is about as bad as we're comfortable being, right? Like a team that just barely makes the playoffs. I think that's about as bad as we're comfortable being. So I don't see it. I think we'll be back in those big games very, very soon. I think we will. I really do. With 2 different coaches and 3 different quarterbacks. Yeah, we're just a winning team. We are those guys. The Cowboys haven't made it past the first playoff game since 1998. Yikes. No, didn't they win one? I think they have 1 win in the playoffs, like in the past couple years, or in the past like decade or so. I could be wrong though, because I think that they have like 1 or 2 wins. Okay, so Philly, who would you want drafting then? Could you use the head coach, or what about Mike Murdoch? He's a Philly guy. Mike Mayock? You're talking about? Who's Mike Murdoch? I don't know who that is, to be honest. Maybe did you mean Mayock? I know he just got fired, so that's why I'm assuming Mayock. But either way, honestly, our scouts, man, our scouts are some smart guys, man. Every time that you hear, Howie and the brass wanted this player, but the scouts were saying get this player. Usually the scouts picked a good player, right? So let your scouts be scouts. Let them come to a vote, come to a decision, whatever it is. Obviously, get the input of your coaching staff, but I think your scouts should be the ones that give the card at the end of the day. I think those are the guy you pay them for a reason. Philly, you think we need a true OC? No, I don't. I really don't. And the reason why I think that is because I like what's going on. I like the progression that we saw from our offensive coordinator, or from our offense, as far as play calling. They were able to change their philosophy, able to go and do different things. So, I mean, I'm cool with it, man. I'm cool with it. John Jones said, my bad. So you meant Mike Mayock? Did you mean Mike Mayock? I'm good on him, to be honest. I didn't like his mock drafts either. And he made some really weird picks for the Raiders. Like, I can't really think of many players that he picked up that were good. So, I mean, he got a good cornerback, and he got a good defensive lineman that wasn't terrible, but he picked them way earlier than I thought he would go. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm good on. I just say just give it to the guys you pay to do that. You know what I'm saying? You pay people to be scouts. Go ahead and let them be scouts. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. That is how I feel. Sorry, I'm doing something real quick. What about the GM for the Steelers? You're wrong, Dallas on life sentence ban from playoff wins. Look at all these guys, front office guys getting. Yeah, even Shorty, I forgot her name, but shout out to her. That's really cool. That's the first female getting offered or getting interviewed for a job. That's like major, man. That's major. But before I do get out of here, I am about to get out of here. I just want to once again let you guys know, man, that this Sunday, I hope you guys can still hear me. This Sunday, time to be determined. We're going to start off our series, me and my guy, Big Game James. We're going to start off our series called The Best of Enemies, and we're going to be scouting all these guys. So if you're tired of just hearing my opinion, this is the show to come to, right? This is the one that you're going to want to watch, because it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited for this. I love talking draft. I really do. We're obviously going to be getting prospects on again. We'll get some reporters on. We'll do some interviews. We'll do it all. And I would love to involve you guys as well. I would love to involve the community in this. Last year, we did a mock draft competition where I gave money to the best mock draft out of our community. We'll do that again. We're going to do the mock draft series again. We're going to probably change it up just a little bit. But you guys know that I love the draft time. So this is my time. This is my time. He said you would know, Cowboys fan. Look, and obviously my guy Big James is a big content creator for the Dallas Cowboys. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited. I love talking to him. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Is Frank a Cowboys fan? I don't think he is, because every time I say he's a Cowboys fan, he's like, no, I'm not, genius. I think he's a Giants fan and refuses to admit it. That's my guess. That's my guess. But we'll see what happens, man. But other than that, I am about to get out of here, man. I do appreciate everybody that tuned in. Be sure to hit that like, please. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. Other than that, y'all know what it is. Yeah, y'all know what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? It's fly, go fly. No, let me stop. I don't know why I was trying to sound so gangster. But it's fly, goes fly. And we are out here. Peace!
Everywhere. This is for you.
Yeah. Fly was flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird gang nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog. Or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season hit, early time to do him in. Your boy Philly Fresco, thanks for tuning in.